we're going to put all of the best in show submissions into one video.
Okay.
Could you give a quick 60-second rundown, very high level, of what this is and why someone should vote for this as the best in show?
Okay. I think you should vote for this for best in show because this is a hoard of 200 coins that came directly from the Columbian World's Fair in 1892. They were in the same family since 1892 until yesterday when I bought the coins. These coins are an original hoard, what do you want to call it? They're all frosty BU, 200 of them, which are irreplaceable. You couldn't duplicate this in a million years. And the story of the fact that the fellow that had these kept them for, no telling how long, and then they traded hands down into the family. And it's also the very first commemorative half dollar in America, and it's a beautiful coin, and 200 frosty BUs, go beat that story.
Yeah, doesn't get much better.
I think it's pretty cool. The Kentucky Gold Hoarder is better, but this is pretty cool.
Let's do it. So this is actually a coin I picked up from my personal collection, and it's just a stunning example of a mint bag toner. It has just a cascade of colors from your darker purple tones on the top, going into a really nice neon green, into some blues, some purples, some orange, reds, yellow, and then you finish with peach. So this coin actually shows a really nice progression of almost every color you see on a toned Morgan. And what's really cool is it's in a Rattler holder. Actually, this one doesn't rattle, but most of them do. It's an old holder, one of the first holders that PCGS came out with when they started grading coins. So this coin's been sitting in this holder for almost 30 years.
Wow.
Actually, almost 40 years. Man, that's insane. Yeah, almost 40 years. I spent the entire show looking to find something that I wanted to add, and this was the only coin that did it for me, really. I do collect something very specialized, but to me, these coins are like art. They're Mother Nature's art. They shouldn't exist. They happened completely by accident, and I think it's so cool that something this beautiful happened completely by accident, and it doesn't look like any other coin on the floor. You can look through the entire show here, and you won't find a coin that looks like this, and for me at least, this is the one coin that struck me the most.
You bought that at this show?
I bought that at this show.
Beautiful.
Do I pick one as well, or
It's
just him?
one. It's just one per,
All right.
per company.
But the junk dollar in gold. But that
Rock,
one's
paper, scissors, shoot you for it?
that one's
paper, scissors, the
this
best
one's
in
prettier. Yeah, this one's prettier.
Give like a 60-second rundown on it, as if someone were walking up and asking, "Hey, what's your best in show?"
All right. Our best in show applicant for the contest is this 1889 $1 from Kwangtung. It's a PCGS Specimen 67. I don't know if you know much about coins, but 67 is pretty good, especially for 1889. The level of engraving is second to none. It has amazing eye appeal. It's got flash. It's got tone. It's also super rare. It's the 7 mace 3 candarine as opposed to 7 mace 2 candarine. And we've had even U.S. guys here saying that this is one of their favorites that they've seen at our booth.
Yeah, very cool. Is there a rare thing that you could compare the rarity of this to?
I would want to say the $1804 right across the aisle there, but that's unfair because there are more than 16 of these. I don't know. How about a 1794 flowing hair dollar?
Okay, this would be rarer than a 1794.
I'd say so, yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
This is our submission for Best in Show. Very innovative product. It was a blind box. You can see here the box, sold out within minutes. And if you take a look at that, they're all hand autographed by Dennis Rodman himself. Amazing job. These were produced by CIT Coins. They did a phenomenal job on the colorization.
Yeah, beautiful.
The relief, everything was great. So we had 5 different varieties. And in this, we actually had a gilded, which I don't have because we don't know where it's at. So if you see here, there's a 1-of-1 gilded that you could pull in the boxes. It has not come out yet, so we're really excited to see who gets that one. This is the sample that was produced by CIT. So this is the 1 of 10 version. This is the vivid colorway. So yeah, very innovative product. We're trying to do a crossover into sports and the autograph world and numismatics. Get some younger guys in the industry.
Yeah, is each one of these signed by Dennis Rodman?
Every single one. All the bases, everything is signed by Dennis Rodman himself.
So at the very least, you get the signature.
You know you're getting an autograph. We didn't want to do a blind box without knowing you were going to get an autograph. So that was a big sticking point for us. So we spent the money and had them all autographed.
Yeah, and so these are all 1 ounce silver, and then there's one
all 1 ounce
gold
silver legal
gilded.
tender. 5 different colorways. So we have some that look like the Chicago Bulls, you know, the typical red. We have a red blue. This we call the Vivid. I call it the Mardi Gras. Reminds me of the Mardi Gras.
Yeah, sort of.
And then we have the black and white. That's kind of the Spurs colorway. And then we have the 1 of 1 gilded.
So this was not what I expected for the Best in Show.
That's right, I got you. So
I feel like I'm about to get blown away. So here we go.
yeah, let's pretend that that's gonna happen.
Okay.
So we're picking a Best in Show, and I do like to be unique. I think that we would have to look at some of these Electrum pieces. These are the very first coins ever made from ancient Lydia. And I think the best one in here has to be this guy right here. It is from Ephesus and from Phanes, and it is a stater that has the first text ever to appear on a coin.
Whoa.
I know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This
That's
is a
pretty
first.
cool.
So they started with the stamps, they started with some striations, a little bit of markings. Then we got a little fancy. We got some, very symbolic meaning, like the bull eating a cow or something like, well, a bull wouldn't eat a cow. No, we got a lion eating a bull. And we've got all these fabulous mythical creatures, but they aren't able to communicate in all the ways they want to. So they start to put on the text. And the text here says that it is a badge of Phanes. So it's just saying where it's from. It's marking it to not only talk to the people that know their stamp, but to talk to the people further afield. So they are looking at this currency as something that they can use not just in a local regional setting of trade, but farther away. We only had a very, very few of these until a relatively recent cache was discovered at the Temple of Artemis. And that temple is one of the 7 wonders of the world. However, the temple I'm referring to was actually the previous one to that one. I mean, this is ancient, 325 BC-ish.
Wow.
So they found a cache, and a few more of these very first examples of text on coins were found. Slightly more available to the market, but also just available for study and research and appreciation of what our ancestors and our ancestors' ancestors were trying to create when they considered coinage, and how it's affected us today. If you can find a coin without writing on it, do let me know.
This is an incredibly rare, unique coin struck in the pioneer gold rush era in California. It's not struck in gold. It was actually struck on an 1847 8 real that was plucked out of circulation, and actually a rare coin. And they took the dies and the equipment from this $5 gold coin that's incredibly rare. There's only 12 known, and they struck it right over the 8 real. And so it's a unique piece. That's it.
Could you share a little bit about the story behind that coin for people who don't know what a shilling even is?
1652, Massachusetts Bay Colony and the New England. The trading was done by barter. They did not have a lot of coins. What coins they had, especially of precious metal, were worth more in Europe, so they were always being exported.
Sure.
Eventually they got to the point, well, hey, we need to have our own coinage that we can make here and it will stay here.
Right.
In 1652, you had a civil war in England, where Oliver Cromwell took over for the Charles I, the monarchy.
Right.
So at that period of time, they said, now's the time, let's make some coins.
Right, because it was
And
kind
they-
of a lull in
Yeah,
the monarchy.
right.
Sort of.
So they started making these coins. Now, they made the shilling, 12 pence. They made
Okay.
6 pence and 3 pence. And this was the first coin struck in the colonies, right? It circulated, worked. Although when you take a quick look at these, it's a very simple design.
Mm-hmm.
The date isn't even on it, right? They only have, like I said, maybe 60 in existence today.
Sure.
Later, they came up with more elaborate designs. An willow tree, an oak tree, and a pine tree. And the pine tree, we see a lot of those still today.
I think we probably do have a best in show contender here in the booth. I think we probably could make a submission if we wanted to.
Yeah, so I do. I mean, obviously, one of my cool best in show ones would be my new business cards at the sample. These are super cool. So, you know, these are actual real gold. It's almost 1/100th of a gram. So it's about $1, a little bit over $1 right now, but it's super cool. I've been trying to do this forever, right? The big idea came a long time ago, and we're like, how can we get a business card that A, everyone will keep, and B, no one will throw away? So the original one was cardboard with a little bit of gold in it, and it was laminated. And for the longest time, I was like, I would love to make a solid gold business card, front and back, like artwork on one side, like our stuff on the other. And honestly, we went to the Berlin show, we were pitching the idea to a couple people, and we actually, you know, found someone that had the infrastructure to do something like this. And let's just say 7 months into the design and getting it done, we now have it. And it's a solid gold business card. So
yeah, I don't think there's anything else like this anywhere.
No.
I think this was probably the first gold business card on the planet.
It's pretty nuts. You know, and again, another reason to go to shows, because your ideas, you never know who you're talking to, especially networking with.